So welcome. Today I'm going to go through the process of collecting image from the internet and enhancing them to where you can use those to create a LoRA model using the Koya SS GUI solution so that you can actually use your models using the Auto 1111 solution. So I guess I'm going to make multiple parts for this video. The first one is going to be the collection and the preparation for all of those image. So let's start. So someone suggested that maybe it would be interesting to create a Jennifer Aniston model from the 1990s. So let's go and let's start to collect those image, and then we'll see how we actually go and process them to a point where they are usable to create a LoRA. So let's go and search Jennifer Aniston. And here's a whole bunch of image we can select from the internet. And typically when I try to find high resolution or the highest resolution image possible that will at least fit a 512 by 512 pixel resolution, meaning 512 times 512 gives X number of pixels. So I don't really care about the aspect ratio of the image because we're going to use like bucketing, which will take care of any aspect ratios we're going to use. So we don't have to care about keeping them square. They can be landscape, portrait, square, it's all fine. So let's start with this one. It's a fairly, I guess, low resolution, and I would crop it this way, so this one would probably be small. It's a potential usable one, but it's kind of soft a little bit. See, it's kind of a video capture. It's a little bit soft, so it's not the best one to use. This one appears slightly better, but it's still kind of full of artifacts, so it's not really the best one to use. This one is definitely soft. This one is not as good. So I need to find about 16 good image. This one looks rather okay. So I'm going to go and drag that into a folder that I'm going to create to collect all of those things. So let's go and create a new folder that we're going to call Jennifer Aniston. And in there, I'm going to create a subfolder called image. Well, first of all, I'm going to create a subfolder called LoRA because I want to create a LoRA. And within there, I'm going to create a new folder called image. And within that folder, I'm going to create yet another subfolder called number of repeats that I intend to run. So on 16 image, I usually do 100 repeats of the image as part of the LoRA training. And here I'm going to call that Jennifer, so I know what pictures are in this folder. Jennifer Aniston. So now finally I can open up that folder, and now we're good to start. So I'm going to move that slightly here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and click and drag this image into my folder. So now we have the first image there. Now let's keep fishing around for good image to use. I'm using Google right now. At some point I may switch to Bing if I don't find good quality image. This one looks good. So that's a good resolution image, 2000 pixel by 3000 pixel. So that's good. So let's drag that into the destination. And let's find more image. What else could be good from the 1990s? This one looks good. It's a well-recognized image, rather low in resolution, but we'll deal with it once we are there. What else? Maybe I'm not going to capture the whole process of selecting image and enhancing them, but this image looks okay. So we're going to stick with that one too. That one looks good. So I'm kind of trying to vary the pose, the style, the angles of the face to have this one is not bad because we have like kind of upper body shot, which is a good way because we're going to need some of those for the model to learn like beyond just the face and the shoulders, we need to kind of learn what the model looks like. What else could we look at? This one. That's a fairly low resolution. It's too low, like 273 by 364. I wouldn't work with that. I think we have seen this one above, similar looking face. Yeah, but I don't think we have it. So I think that could be a good upper body shot type image. Let's drag it there. What else? Okay, so this one is different hairstyle. That will work. What else? Okay, that's a bit dark. That could, no, the resolution is too low. We wouldn't be able to crop it and get good results, so I'm not going to stick with that one. This one, fairly low resolution too, nothing really good. And this, well, there could be a good one here. So let's pick that one. What else is there? Does that surface any good image? Yeah, let's look for more. Looking at finding different style, different poses, I guess. It's kind of softish, but it's kind of a different pose. Let's try to work with it. Let's bring it here. We'll see how far we can enhance it to be able to make use of it. This one, not bad. Resolution is a little low, but we can deal with that with up-resing it. So is that like in a bathing suit? Is that really Jennifer Aniston? Looks like her. Kind of different style. I guess we could bring it in. Different clothing, different style. This one is two pictures in one. That's not what we want. Kind of going down the list here. This one is not bad. So how many do we have now? We are up to 13, so we need three more pictures. I tend to stick with 16 pictures, so this one's good. Now we're at 14. Kind of yeah, 14, 15, and what else? She looks older on this one, I guess. I don't know if it's a good choice or not, but I'm kind of trying to build a 1990s style model, not a too recent version. So kind of keeping the same age or era. Yeah, it's a little bit dark. And what about this one? No, too soft, and I guess not really 1990s. So let's go with Bing. Oh, let's see if we can find something else. Sometime when we select some of the top image, we can get other ones here. So this one looks pretty good. I don't think we've got that one yet. So now we're down to 16. Okay, so let's go with that. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect. We can stick with that. So now we have our 16 image here, and we can view them in extra large icons. So we can, maybe I've got this one twice. No, okay, it's all fine. So now let's start the processing aspect of those. So what I tend to do is I usually go and fire up gigapixel to kind of help with the up-resing of all of those images. So let's start gigapixel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and drag each of those images. So let's pick the first one. I'm going to drag it in here. And now, as you can see, this is a fairly low, wow, I didn't realize it was this low, 308 by 383 pixel image. That's actually shockingly small. Is it because I picked it up from the wrong place when I selected my image? Let's double check this because it's suspiciously low. Where did I pick this one from? Kind of fishing for it here. Yeah, it should have been larger. Let's see if I drag it here again and I replace it. No, maybe it's just giving me a resolution that is not the true resolution. So let's ditch this one, close without saving. Let's bring it back here and we're at a better resolution this time. So it's kind of a little bit better, but I like to kind of use gigapixel to see how kind of, oh, it's because my default is down to downsample. So let's actually bring it here. So now I can make it side by side. So now you can view the before and after. Now let's put it at 100% resolution. So now you can see how it clarifies the actual before and after image. So I'm going to go and save that as the first image. Okay, now let's bring the second. So what it does here, it kind of goes and creates a new version of that, like with scaled x2. So I usually go and delete the original image and keep the scaled one here. So now I'm going to keep doing that for every image. So this one now, as you can see, it's already making the image much clearer. So we're going to save that. We're going to use the, in this case, I'm going to specify JPEG because it's a WebP image, and if you don't select JPEG, it's going to save it as a TIFF, and that doesn't work too well to create a LoRA. So now that's done. Let's go and delete. Well, we'll delete the other ones after. So let's bring the other picture in. So now, as you can see, before and after, it's definitely better. So let's save and move on. So I'll bring all of them in so that we have one quick deal. So I'm going to bring all of the different image that we have so far. And as you can see, it does a fairly decent job at clarifying. So instead of going one by one and trying to kind of look at all of the image, I'm just going to go and batch convert them. So there's a couple of image here that, yeah, I might have to go one by one. This one we've already done. So I think now we're down to the fourth, which is this one. So we're going to save this image. Same as source, kind of going here on the side and looking at which one it is. So is it a WebP? That's a JPEG. That's fine. We can preserve. Let's look at this one. Oh, it doesn't change it all that much. It's still fairly fuzzy. I guess that's a limitation of the image. Well, we're going to see if we can do something about that after. Anyway, let's enhance it for now. This is a fairly high resolution image. We shouldn't need to do too much with it. Yeah, it doesn't actually do much with that. So what we're going to skip over. Next one, it's a fairly large resolution. So let's not even work on this one. This one, we're going to go and crop it because it's a little bit too tight, too wide. So for the subject, I will want to go and crop all of my image to kind of focus all of the attention of the trainer on the subject that I'm trying to train. We don't really care about the rest of the stuff around her. What matters is that the subject looks good. So now we're going to save that. So I almost have now to go back and crop all of the other ones because I forgot to actually do that for all the other ones. So let's go back here on the first one. Let's crop it because there is stuff I don't care about around. Crop, and now I can actually save this image. And it kind of fails because I guess I replaced the original with the 2x. So I guess I would have to go and delete that one and bring back the upscale version that I've already got. And now I'm just going to go ahead and crop that. So as you can see, it can be a little bit of a tedious work to do that, but it's well worth cropping and adjusting everything. So saving the image. Okay, so now what is this one? So we need to deal with that one. So let's crop it first. So we're going to go and crop to this point so we keep as much as the original image as possible. So now we have a better crop. So let's save the image. Okay. So what about this one? So this one we can crop slightly. Copy, crop here. I guess I don't really care about that part. Crop. And now save. Same thing here. There's definitely a lot of cropping that needs to take place. We're going to crop here, crop there. And then we're going to save the resulting 2x version. This one, so we sort of already did it. It's already cropped as we want, so we need to go in and work with this one. Let's look at that one. Cropping wise, it looks good. So I think resolution wise, we're already pretty good, so no need to really up-res that. So this one is a WebP. We're going to need to watch out a little bit for it. Make sure we save it as a JPEG. Let's crop around. So I always leave a little bit of a border because bucketing is actually going to go and change slightly or crop slightly to fit within a 64 pixel by 64 pixel limits within the resolution. So that gives me some playground without losing too much of the subject when it's going to do that, or if it has to do that. So let's save this as a JPEG. It's fine. Okay. Next one is this one. We've already done it, so no need to redo it. Next one is that one. That's a small one. Definitely need to up-res that. So, okay. So this one, we're going to go and crop it. Okay, we're going to save it. This one, we can crop the top slightly so we don't really keep all of that stuff. Crop a little bit to the right. Okay, save the image. This one, lots of cropping to do. Okay, this one looks fairly big, unless I need, yeah, I need to crop it. Yeah, some of those are very big. I mean, we don't need that big of an image. This one hopefully will benefit a lot from cropping and from up-resing, but I don't know. We'll see. If I crop it, what does it look like before and after? Not much different. It almost looks worse after it's been up-resed. Maybe it's because I'm at 50%. If I go to 100, yeah, kind of make things a little bit clearer, but it kind of brings out the noise. Maybe I can remove the bit more noise in with the, with the setting here. I don't know that it does much. If I push it to the max, kind of does help a little bit. We'll go with that. We'll have to rework that one a little bit. It's kind of a little bit on the ugly side. So this one, I think it's cropped right, and the resolution for this one was what? For was, yeah, I guess we'll double it. And this one, very good. No need to crop, save it. And final one that we already did, so we don't need to redo that one. Okay, so now we should have pretty much all of the image we need in up-res version. So now let's bring that up and let's clean up the content of the folder. So we don't care about that image. Now we just wanted the cropped version, so we're going to delete those two. In here, I don't really care about these ones. I want the cropped version, which is this last one. So let's delete those. This one scaled twice. I guess it didn't really make, like, that's a huge image. It didn't help much with the look and feel, so we're just going to delete the upscaled one. This one we didn't upscale, it's already big enough. This one we did, so this one we cropped. This one we did what? Let's see, double, so upscaled version. This is the old one. WebP we delete. This one was the pre-crop version. This one was pre-crop. This one was up-resed. This one was up-resed. And this one was WebP we get rid of. So this one was we got up-resed. And I guess we get rid of this one because it was cropped. So now we have the 16 image kind of ready to go, but there's one thing that could be done. Some of them may look fairly bad. Like if we look at them in here, this one looks sharp, so no need to do anything. This one looks sharp. This one is soft, so this one could need some rework. And what I tend to try to do in this case is I go back and I fire up the Koya SS GUI. So I've installed it in Koya SS, so firing up the GUI here, GUI.ps1. And this is where I'm going to use Stable Diffusion to actually help me clean up some of those image. Actually, not that one. I don't want this one. I want to use Auto 1111. So let's see if there's anything new. Let's do a git pull, and yes, there's some updates. Let's fire up the web UI. Takes a little while to start. Hopefully with everything that I'm running for the audio and the screen capture, it's not going to make the system overloaded, but should. Okay, so let's load up the Auto 1111 web UI. And what I'm going to do is go into image to image, and I'm going to go and drop a copy of that image that I want to change. So what I tend to do is stick with a maximum resolution. In this case, it's higher than width. So I'm going to go with 1024, and then I adjust the width up to a point where it kind of fits within the resolution. So now we have a nice fit. I'm going to run clip interrogate to get kind of a nice description of what the image is. And it's quite likely that there's already some knowledge of Jennifer Aniston in the model. So I'm going to invoke Jennifer Aniston in the description. And what I'm going to do is kind of keep the denoising strength fairly low, like at 30%, so it's a 0.3 value. And I'm going to ask for a picture-to-picture rendition of that image. So what that did is it kind of reimagined this image based on the description here and it will create a crisper version of this image that still looks a lot like the original. Now you have to kind of compare it. Is this version acceptable from a look perspective? So if I bring the original one here and we kind of bring them like that, and I scale it down so we have like a kind of a closer matching resolution, how do they compare? Well, I think the eye here is a little bit funky. I think the strength of allowing the software to kind of reimagine that image is a little bit too strong. So let's go back and let's change that denoising strength to maybe 20%. So to limit really what the software can do. So it's going to change it less, but it's going to look more like the original model. Something I can do, because now I've got the low denoising strength, is I'm going to raise the actual sampling steps to higher sampling steps to get better results, and change also the sampling method to DPM++ SDE Keras, which tend to produce better outputs. So hopefully with that, we're going to get a much nicer version of the improved stable diffusion version of the original image. So now the eyes look a little bit better than they used to. It's not as soft. It's still not very sharp, but it does improve slightly, I guess, the resolution, the hairs, and yeah. So we're going to stick with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go back into my Jennifer Aniston folder here, and I'm just going to go and drag this image back in there, and I'm going to go and delete the duplicate. So that original version is gone, and now I'm going to keep that one. So let's keep looking at the other image. This one is sort of looking good, but yeah, I guess we're going to keep it as is. This one is definitely good. This one is good. This one is good. That one's good. That one's fine. That was okay. That one is definitely bad. Let's try to improve this one. So I'm going to go back here again into Stable Diffusion or the web UI, drag the image here, and then we're going to go and size it to be the best fit. So we're going to go to here. We're kind of losing part of the head. So I would rather lose some things on the side than something on the height of the. Well, maybe I could lose some of the head. It's not so bad. I guess I'm going to stick with that one. And now we're going to go and rerun interrogate clip. So I'm just going to go and copy the name here. Interrogate clip to get a description closer to what the image is about. Go and put the name first. And now we're going to ask for a recreation of that image. So now we have definitely a much improved version of the noisy image that we started from. So definitely an improvement. So we're going to stick and keep that image instead of the noisy one that we had. Well, we could even try to play with even better improvement, right? That was at, so I could maybe try at 25% denoising strength. And let's see what it gives us. If the subject still looks like the original, that's what matters, especially the face, right? That's what we cared most about, that the face looks still like the same kind of smile and nose and eyes. If they get too different, then it kind of breaks the actual model. So this one now looks pretty good. So I think we are okay to use that one. So now you have a feel for what is the workflow to bring in image from the internet that may or may not be good enough to use, and then kind of clean up those images using gigapixel to improve the resolution, and then look at the actual image themselves and improve them in Stable Diffusion if they are not good enough. So I think right now we have a good starting point. All the actual image look usable. They are kind of different styles, different background, different personalities. And that one is still bugging me, right? That one is soft to a point where I don't know how it's going to have an impact on the model. We'll keep it because, like, again, I guess sometimes it doesn't really matter if one of them is bad. You want to aim for perfection, obviously, but sometimes you just can't get it. This one has something I don't quite like about it. Let's rerun it again, just for the sake of trying to improve things. Let's rerun it in here. So yeah, that looks like a good fit. So let's rerun the clip interrogate. Yeah, there's something about that image that doesn't quite fit well with me. I don't know if it's the air that kind of are sort of noisy, or there's something that just doesn't sit right. So this one looks improved. Definitely looking like a slightly better version. Maybe I need to change this crop and resize so it doesn't maybe squish it a little bit like it did. And maybe I should reduce the strength to 20. And let's rerun it one more time. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Let's keep that. Let's bring this here into the image and let's delete the duplicate. So now I think we're good to move on to the next stage, which is we need to caption those images. We need to add some captioning so that we can teach or train the LoRA about the subject and not about things that are not important within the image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and copy this path. So I'm going to copy that. And then here we're going to go into our Koya SS GUI. And I'm going to go under Utilities, under Blip Captioning, and I'm going to go and paste the directory where we have the image. We will want to get text captioning. I'm just going to go and add Jennifer Aniston to each of the captions as a prefix. And let's double check that I've got the right Jennifer Aniston. That's the right syntax. That's all good. So we're going to keep with that. So I'm going to make it a batch of 8 just to make it a nice round number. I'm going to do a batch of 8. I'm going to run with 10 beams, top P90. I want to get a minimum length of 22 tokens for the actual captioning. I'm going to hit caption. So now what it's going to do, it's going to go and start captioning. If I go back here, it's loading the captioning within the Koya SS, I guess, terminal as the output. And as it starts to caption things, they will start to show up as text files beside each of the image. Now it should start pretty soon. So now it's got 15 done out of 16. So now, as you can see, we start to have captions beside every image. Let's wait for it to be done. And now we're done. So we have captions beside each of those images. So what you need to do now is open up each of those text files. And you want to, let's say, open up the image in a larger view so you can see what is being captioned. So here, Jennifer Aniston, a woman posing for a picture. We don't really care about posing for a picture. She's posing in a black dress, that's fine, and a tight black tights. Not too sure what that's about. I'll just go to it with her hands on her hips. That's fine. And she's also wearing a bracelet. I guess we're not gonna care about that. So that's fine. So I think this description now is pretty accurate. So let's move on to the next text file that goes with this one. Jennifer Aniston, a woman in a black and white dress. That's fine. Posing with a man in the background with a blurry man in the background. That kind of looks like accurate description. So let's save this. Next image. Jennifer Aniston in a strapless, posing in front of a group of people in the background. Okay. Goes to the next. So Jennifer Aniston, a woman in a black top. Like that's kind of it's kind of blackish. Let's not get too picky about the color. In a black top, in a pink and white skirt, sitting. I don't know if it's a ledge of a fountain or something. Yeah, that's a fountain. That's pretty good. On the ledge of a fountain, in the background. Yeah, that's good. Let's keep it to that. Next image. Jennifer Aniston, a woman standing in a kitchen with her hands on her hips. Yeah. And that's where it went nuts. Hipster, hipster, hipster. Oh, yeah, let's get rid of that. On her hips. With a blurry background. Okay. But she's wearing kind of a white t-shirt. A woman standing wearing a woman wearing white shirt standing in a kitchen. That's cool. Okay, that's good description. Yeah, you always kind of want to describe the clothing as well, right? So that you have this is the way you can tell Stable Diffusion to sort of ignore those things. Next one. So now we have Jennifer, a close-up of a woman holding, no, not at all. Not a tennis racket. I'm not sure. Like it's not a tennis court. Yeah, there's fencing, like a chain link fence, but a close-up of a woman wearing a flower dress, a white tank with a blurry background of a chain link fence. Okay. Okay. Moving down to the next one. Okay. Posing with her arms crossed, wearing a gray top and brown pants. Yeah, that's good. Next one. Red bodysuit, walks down the street with a flowers in her hand. That's good. A red bodysuit. Yeah, that's good enough. Next one. Close up of a woman wearing a black and white dress with a smile on her face. I don't care for facial expressions, eye colors, hair colors, because we want to retain the ones that she has. So we are not going to specify anything, because if we did that, then the software would start to kind of forget about the smile, and it wouldn't really learn that too well. So I would rather keep that like that, because I don't want it to focus on the clothing. So by giving information about clothing, it's going to learn that and associated that clothing to the token. So unless where we specify that color and style of clothing, it's not going to kind of enforce it on, I guess, outputs of prompts. So that's how you kind of make it forget about things that you don't care for about the subject. Okay, let's save this one. Next one. Okay, Owen with the black dress. That's okay. With her arms crossed and looking at the camera. That's all right. With a blue background. Good. Perfect description. Next one. A close-up of a woman wearing a dress. So wearing a, I guess it's a white dress. Wearing a sort of whitish dress and holding it. No, she's not holding a cigarette. No, she's not smoking a cigarette either. We're gonna make this blurry of people in the background, blurry background. Okay, next one. With her hands on her hips. Yeah. With a green curtain background. Yeah, I guess. Next one. Woman posing for a picture with her hand on her head. Yeah, that's all right. And a necklace on her neck. Yeah, that's all right. Wearing a gray dress. Jennifer Aniston, a woman in a black dress posing on the red carpet. I guess so. It's at a red carpet event of a film festival. Yeah, sounds good. Jennifer Aniston, a close up of a woman with long hair. Again, I don't care about the length of the hair. Wearing a strapless, yeah, dress and looking at the camera. I guess she's not really looking at the camera. We're gonna say blurry background. And in a leather, yeah, I guess that's leather. In a leather dress, posing for a picture on a red carpet of a movie theater. Yeah, that's okay. That sounds good. So yeah, the black leather dress. Good. I think that's it. So we have now validated the caption of each of those image. So at this point, we're pretty much going to be ready to move on to phase 2 of the training, which is going to involve configuring the Koya SS LoRA tab to actually learn the dream boot. So let's, I guess, do that in a separate video. Hope you enjoyed how to actually configure and collect the image and improve the quality to be ready to train a LoRA. And you can even use that to train a regular Dream Boot or a textual inversion Dream Boot as well. Bye.